I just don't know how to start this video. I mean, this game, it's just so close to being so great, but it just... Oh, Aaron Yeager. Spoiler warning. Welcome to Cult of the Lamb. Listen, if you want to play shitty Farmville, shitty Enter the Gungeon, and name your followers the most obscene things known to man, all within the span of 15 minutes, then I think this game might be for you. Please hear me out. I understand I've started this video very negatively, and usually I would say that that's out of a place of love and a want for the game to improve. But this time I actually just fucking don't like the game. Whether you're a dissenter who hates the game like me, or a follower who loves Cult of the Lamb with all your heart, hope to die, I'm firm that you'll find at least some topics discussed in this video fun, interesting, or thought-provoking. Cult of the Lamb certainly has fun and unique gameplay with great ideas, but despite this, it becomes distinctly boring if you're not extremely immersed, which is quite hard to be in this game. This is because of how the game balances its two main aspects of gameplay: the base building, resource managing cult area, and the roguelike crusade mode. You start out in the early stages getting some lore dumped on you, but not forced through your throat, which is a nice change of pace. Persona 4. Then, after your base has just begun to get up and running, you need to start doing crusade modes, which is pretty much just a roguelike with 1 level and 4 recolors. But it's okay, because once you think the game is over, they reset them all and say do it again, you fucking animal. I think you might see why I might have a problem with this game. So there are these 4 heretics, right? You pretty much just fight them like normal bosses and kill them to progress the main plot. But unlike the cool and unique designs of villains from a lot of games like Enter the Gungeon, Cult of the Lamb seems to be going for a style where everything is very nature-y, but it doesn't quite hit that because everything is predictable. The last heretic you fight transforms into a spider, you know? That's it. Literally just could have given him anything else. What about an emphasis on poo attacks? God knows somebody who made this game had a poo fetish, given every second quest my followers give me is to make Fudanari 3 eat a bowl of poop. I told you, Matan Evad, I don't want to do that. Once you've gotten past the mandatory poop feeding quest, you can finally get into nothing. There is nothing to do outside of go get resources, do fetch quests, get more followers, and fucking goon. Everything sounds good on paper, but it just doesn't click. What seems like a good gameplay concept gets ruined by shallow implementation, which is my main problem with this game. Take for example, the trait system. Traits are mostly given at random to each and every follower that you indoctrinate. I was initially very excited, as I think it's cool when you get stuff in games like this where you can manage people and manage the traits that get passed down in breeding and stuff, but the way it's implemented here is a shocker. Believes illness is divine punishment. What the fuck? That sounds sick. Maybe he spreads sickness and diseases to dissenters automatically? Gives you a new ritual where if you have 5 people with this trait you can force poison somebody? Let's check and see what it does. Gain 5 faith when another cult member becomes ill. Wow. This shallow, small percentage Assassin's Creed Ghost Recon Breakpoint bullshit extends to the entire game, except for the doctrines that are actually really cool. Or at least I thought they were really cool. Let me explain. When you get 3 stone tablet pieces, which are fairly common, you can declare 1 new doctrine. In skill trees, like preaching about the value of earthly goods, sin, whatever, and whenever you do, you must pick between 1 passive bonus for the entire cult or a ritual, which is genuinely a very tough decision when you first get presented with them. However, at the halfway point of the game, it absolutely soils this cool degree of personalization and weighted decisions by saying, okay, you can just have them all. What's the point of choosing in the first place? I must admit, it is certainly cool to see your well-oiled machine slowly automate itself, but once you start having dead followers over and over, it becomes a real push and pull struggle to increase your ranks. However, that's not a complaint, it's actually nice, because increasing the difficulty in a cool, decision-making way, sacrificial way, rather than a funny numbers going up kind of way is cool. However, this game unfortunately goes a lot of the time with the numbers going up way. There's also plenty of cute NPCs that are quite charming and a real highlight of the game. You have this starting guide fella who gives a small tutorial and then pisses off to play bone smashing for 100 hours. You got the 4 heretics who you can eventually turn into unique followers, which is cool. And this guy who... What is that? Overall, the gameplay is quite repetitive, predictable, and unique in a non-unique way. What the fuck does that mean? By all means, if you disagree, leave your comments or join my Discord where I talk to myself. As you can see, I have roughly 0 subscribers, so naturally if I receive even one comment, I will respond instantaneously. Anyways, I know the game is heavily recommended to be played with a controller, but firstly, I'm not doing all that. And despite my best attempts to fuck with the settings and try new things in the game, some of the weapons like the blunderbuss and the dagger feel like such ass to use. It feels like a forced reroll every time. Anyways, tangent aside, the music in this game is phenomenal. It captures a primitive, rural aesthetic while simultaneously being unique enough to feel seriously innovative. Even though I can't quite get my fill from the gameplay, I certainly had a great time smashing out hits from the OST while writing the script for this video, in the bar. I'd also like to highlight how some of these tracks feel like some shit you'd hear while actually getting hunted down in a forest by a real cult. I believe that is intentional though. I also believe that culty horror feeling to the music could be attributed to the constant rise and fall of the pitch and the samples of choir-like voices, although I could be very, very wrong. I've only just cracked FL Studio. Overall, the music is fantastic, and that extends to the art as well. Beside a tiny lack of originality in the 4 main heretics design that I mentioned earlier, I found almost everything in the game fits its aesthetic very, very well, and works to help immerse you in the world, even if it can be tough at times. On that note, I'd love to hear what you guys have to think about the art and the music in this game. None of my friends can play it, so you could just low-key slide in my DMs. For the verdict, I'd say the game is good. I don't really like it, but it is still good objectively, and I see why it has such a cult following.